All right. Patrick Dorgu and Heaven sent in the United squad to face Leicester City today. Guys, yesterday I was nowhere to be seen, but I'm here to obviously bring you the latest news and information as far as Manchester United is really concerned. Today is the day where we are obviously going to be playing our game in the fourth round that is going to see us face off a side known as Leicester City, a team that is managed by a former assistant manager at Manchester United that was brought in by Eric Ten Hag, and later Amorim was like, I'm not going to work with you. And Amorim gave his reasons as to why he obviously let Ruud van Nistelrooy go, because he was like, I couldn't obviously see that club legend who work law of the hierarchy that had said into my management team. And I think he's right. And I think this is the best for Ruud van Nistelrooy. Go elsewhere and try to see to it that he really manage well, like he's doing at Leicester City. Those things are not obviously going on well for him, but we pray to it that he saves Leicester City from really getting relegated, and see to it that he starts his own season afresh and looks out for players he wants to sign in there for you. So it's a Friday, and obviously today we've gonna hit obviously see to it that the manager is gonna hit obviously tell us exactly what his words were, because when he was asked yesterday in the pre-match press conference, he told us that Aiden Heaven and Patrick Dorgu are ready, and he said let's see what is obviously gonna happen. And guess what happened? As the time was really winding up for players to arrive, these two were seen together, and I think it was intentional for them obviously coming together. And this is Patrick Dorgu and this is Aiden Heaven. We signed Aiden Heaven from Arsenal and Patrick Dorgu from the side of Lecce. And these two have a chance to obviously start. And for Aiden Heaven, you know very well that he plays on the left side of the central defense. And remember, Lisandro Martinez is out, and you never know, he might obviously see himself make a debut for the club of Manchester United, and in time to come he'll obviously be there. Then later we went ahead obviously see to it that these two were obviously going into the dressing room of Old Trafford of Manchester United, and I was like, all right, those are my main in there for you. And even Fabrizio Romano came up and obviously told us that these two are obviously into the squad of Manchester United, and he obviously posted the following onto his account on X, that Patrick Dorgu and Aiden Heaven arrive at Old Trafford for their first game as Manchester United players. So their debut looks like is obviously going to be happening today, because I don't see how Patrick Dorgu doesn't start this game today. I don't see that, because this is the game where you're supposed to obviously start him, and after starting him, all will be well for him. But even if the manager doesn't start him, I know he'll obviously get him off the bench, because he knows to it that we have another huge affair coming up through into the Premier League. And this is the first test. We're at home. Obviously, everything has to go on well. Then the manager came up and obviously had something to say about Dorgu. He said he has to integrate quickly because we have lost players on loan. We want to build a different team, and we start with a player like Dorgu. He's young and needs time because it's a different level, but he has the physique, he has the qualities, he can play on both sides, he's hungry, and it is a profile that we are looking for. So the manager has come out and obviously broken down what the player that he signed is all about. And if at all you remember very well, United never at any one point found themselves in a position of really seeing the manager having something to say about the player when we obviously signed him, or when United got a chance to unveil him. And that was really something that I was like, all right, let's wait and see how things are obviously going to be panning out into the mix. So when you look at Patrick Dorgu, he's one of those people that has come up at Manchester United. The manager says he has the physique and he can play on both sides. He can play as a right wing back, he can play as a left wing back. That is something important about this player. So meaning that we can have Mazorui, we can have Ahmad, Doku, and Amadi Diallo in the same team. That's what the manager is trying to tell us. And he's angry, and it's a profile that we are looking for. And by the way, for me, I told you that these are the kind of players that United should be signing. Let's not go in for those expensive signings. Let's go in for these young players who are really hungry and they're on the first contract. If you remember what Ralf Rangnick had to say about players at Manchester United, he said you have to bring in a player who is on a first contract who will be willing to play to get a bigger contract. Do you understand? And these are the players that exactly United need to bring in. I don't want us to see us going in for high-profile signings. I won't really back that, and I'll be like, that is really a move in a wrong direction. You understand? So let's wait and see how that is obviously going to be panning out. But I tell you, this is the side of Manchester United. And when he was talking about Haven, this is what he had to say. That is Ruben Amorim, the manager that we believe will obviously turn this around. He told us that Aiden Heaven is a talented central defender. He's left-footed. It is not easy to find his characteristics. He's good with the ball. He also needs time, but he's one more option to help us. So, obviously, with Lisandro Martinez injured, the guy had to obviously step in. And I don't know how our back three is obviously going to be looking like today, because I never had to do the match preview, but I predict that it's Delites, Mazarawi, and Lenny Yoro. Then I see Dallo, right wing back, Dorgu, left wing back, Kobe Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes and Ugarte, double pivot, Kobe Mainoo and Amadi Diallo in the two number 10 positions, and then Rasmus Højlund leading that line for the club of Manchester United. And it should be one of those games that we should see our forwards getting back to scoring ways, because we need them scoring into games like this to obviously build up their percentage and their confidence, and see to it that they don't obviously feel like they're really getting in down because things are not really happening. And the introduction of Patrick Dorgu for me sends me a message that we are obviously going to be scoring in very, very many goals. Now, Dorgu said, I'm looking forward to playing with Eriksson and Højlund. I've played with them before with the national team, so it will be nice to share the pitch with them here as well. So he's eagerly waiting to obviously play with these two players, because all these people coming in through from the Danish national team, and Patrick Dorgu is looking forward to playing with them. And I tell you what, I see him as that key that is obviously going to be unlocking the man who goes by the names of Rasmus Højlund or Joshua Zirkzee, because of his ability to create lots of things down onto that left attacking side of the midfield. And that is Patrick Dorgu for you. And I feel like he is here to play, and he cannot wait obviously play with them. And I think today even Eriksson might obviously make it into that team. And I think this is the very first time I'm going to hate to see a side of United having 3 Danish players into their squad. Then he was asked why join Manchester United. He said it's a huge club. It's the biggest club in England. I'm really looking forward to working with the new manager, Ruben Amorim. I think the system suits me well, so I'm really happy to be here. That is Dorgu for you. And I know that most of you are really eagerly waiting to see what the eye test is going to be for Patrick Dorgu, because those that we've already going to hate to see from Lecce have been looking great, and I don't think that he's going to be having a cameo today. I see him get into the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. But for Aiden, I think the manager might obviously bring him on later, but for Patrick Dorgu, he's a signing that United needs, and is a player that he needs to play off that left attacking side of the midfield. Throw him in and see to it that he really does his job as a player for Manchester United today, and see to it that he prepares to be that always starter onto the left attacking side of the midfield. And remember, after today, United will take 9 days without playing no game, into what we call the season. And those 9 days, I think, will help Man United obviously see to it that we prepare to play away at Tottenham Hotspur. That is on the 16th of February. And that is exactly how United is obviously going to be dunning. So after this video, when the lineups are out, I'm going to be one of those that will be coming in here to see whether Aiden Heaven or Patrick Dorgu have gone ahead obviously make their full debut for the club of Manchester United. And this is Rock and David for you. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. The channel brings you only Man United, and I know you've missed me, I've missed you too, but Aiden Heaven and Patrick Dorgu, part of the squad of Manchester United to take on Leicester City. What are your thoughts about it? Are the full debuts today at Old Trafford? We are waiting for for the selection of the main man, that is Ruben Amorim. I thank you for obviously being here. Continue to subscribe. I've gone ahead to bring you this video, and I'm waiting for your reactions into the comment section below. We out. Bye-bye.